Watson Tressel training site here on the campus of Youngstown State University as we have the season opener for YSU Women's Lacrosse here on YouTube. Today, the Penguins will go to battle with the St. Bonaventure Bonnies out of the Atlantic 10 Conference. I'm Anthony Romo and just about ready to get underway here in the first ever non-conference matchup in the program history of YSU Women's Lacrosse. Both these teams coming into today looking for better years off of last year. YSU only going 2-7 in their MAC conference schedule. St. Bonaventure coming off a 2-10 record, going 0-8 in the Atlantic 10, losing their last 8 games of the year. The St. Bonaventure Bonnies last year 1-6 on the road. They look to have a good start this year in Youngstown. Let's take a look at today's starters. First, for the visiting Bonnies, they have number 2, Annie Dombrowski, number 11, Maddie Major, number 12, Nora Anderson, number 13, Terry Manzelli, number 21, Madison Mundenar, number 22, Rebecca Howe, number 25, Haley Grau, number 29, Ashley Herrick, number 31, Madison Callan, number 33, Caroline Paterno, number 36, Emily Mann, number 41, Abby Hilt, and number 42, Courtney Fox. Teams now taking the field. Anticipation is high. Let's meet the starters for Youngstown State. First, up top for the Penguins, number 10, Erin Clark, number 20, Sydney Bumstead, number 22, Natalie Calandra Ryan, and number 5, Abby Yesko. In the midfield, number 3, Eris Lindsay, number 11, Jordan Miller, number 13, Lauren Ottensmeyer, number 16, Jocelyn Fike, number 17, Alexa Byer. In the defense, number 19, Kayla Stecker, number 23, Grace McGinney, and in goal, number 99, Savannah Clark. And we are underway here from Youngstown. The Bonaventure Bonnies win the draw. They control it, and they will start on offense here first today. St. Bonaventure, they are led by head coach Jason Levesque. Levesque in his third year as head coach of the Bonnies. He took over in 2020. Led the program off to their first 4-0 start in 14 years during the 2020 COVID-shortened season. They ended up finishing 5-2 before the coronavirus shut all programs down. He was a 4-year starter from 2000 to 2004 at Canisius, which is actually the same school that Youngstown State head coach Teresa Walton played her collegiate lacrosse at. So as we go throughout today's matchup, there's actually a lot of pretty interesting similarities between these two squads. The first shot of the day for the Bonnies goes wide of the net. That was by Nora Anderson, but the Bonnies will retain possession. Last season, as I said, Youngstown State coming off a 2-7 record. They earned their first win in program history against Detroit Mercy on March 13th, 2021. They won that game by a score of 12-7. They also defeated Kent State in a shootout last year, 23-20, where they scored a program record 23 goals in that match. The Penguins, coming off a season where they averaged 11 goals per game, which was third best in the conference. St. Bonaventure coming into today off of last season, only averaging 5 goals per game last season. So, Coach Levesque definitely looking for some more offensive production from his squad this upcoming season. Fox with the ball in her stick. Youngstown State guarding heavily. Nice pass in front of the net, and the first goal of the season for the Bonnies will be scored by number 41, Abby Hilt. Great ball movement right outside the crease, going all the way around, and the Bonnies get the first goal of today's match. Hilt, a sophomore out of Peterborough, Ontario, a graduate of Holy Cross Catholic High School, and she gets the Bonnies on the board first. St. Bonaventure coming into today having to replace their leading their leader in points, goals, and assists last season. Destiny Johnson was the Miss Do-It-All for the Bonnies, leading the team with 22 points, 12 goals, and 10 assists. But she has since moved on. And Abby Hiltz picking up right where Johnson left off. Possession will go to the Bonnies off of the draw, but stolen right away by the Penguins, and they're pushing down the field with numbers. Erin Clark now with the ball for Youngstown State. Clark, a 5'3" sophomore. And we have a whistle blown. Possession will stay with the Penguins. YSU now working behind the net. St. Bonaventure playing great defense, denying every pass, giving the Penguins trouble trying to move the ball around. 73 seconds still remaining on the shot clock. Ball now in the hands of the freshman Calandra Ryan. The foul will be called. Possession will go to the Bonnies. And a foul by the Penguins. Possession will stay with St. Bonaventure. 11:51 remaining here in our first period. Ball in the hands of Emily Mann. Mann, a junior out of Poughkeepsie, New York. Ball on the ground. Another whistle will be blown, and that ground ball control will go to the Penguins. They're going to look to push it. Lauren Ottensmeyer with the ball for Youngstown State, driving inside. Her shot, no good. Right into the stick of Ashley Herrick, the junior keeper for St. Bonaventure. And the Bonnies will look to push it back up. Lauren Ottensmeyer was the leader for Youngstown State in many categories last year before she went down with an injury after playing just 6 games. Ottensmeyer was selected as the MAC Offensive Player of the week of March 17th. Even though she only played 6 games, she still finished tied for the team lead with 16 goals scored, and she was second in total points with 18. The Bonnies working around the perimeter. Great spacing here, great ball movement. Ball in the hands of Major. Her shot saved by Savannah Clark. St. Bonaventure fans probably familiar with that name. Clark, a grad student here at Youngstown State, spent her previous 4 seasons at St. Bonaventure as the Penguins quickly on the attack down the other side of the field. The shot, no good, but the Penguins will retain possession. That was Jordan Miller on the shot for Youngstown State. The ground ball, though, was controlled by the Bonnies. Nice stick work by Terry Manzelli, but she gives it right back to the Penguins. YSU working around the back. Ball in the stick of Erin Clark. The shot, a little bit too high. Nice save there by Herrick. But as I was saying, Savannah Clark ended her St. Bonaventure career ranking 5th in program history in overall starts with 29 and 6th in total saves with 290. She tallied a career-high 19 saves against Duquesne on April 11th of last season. Duquesne will be the next matchup for the Bonnies. We'll get to that later on today. St. Bonaventure yet again, slowing the pace down. 8:17 remaining here in our first period. Nice job by Eris Lindsay on the defensive end for Youngstown State. The Bonnies moving it around the perimeter. YSU doing a great job inside. Ground ball won by the Bonnies. In the stick of Cassie Hogan, she gives it up, and it'll go into the stick of Savannah Clark. YSU now pushing it down the right side. Our first 2 home games here at Youngstown State this season will be held inside the Watts. Due to the Midwestern winter. Bonnie's now on the attack again. They'll keep possession. Molly Sheridan now into the game for YSU. St. Bonaventure coming into this season returning 8 of their top 9 scores from last season. As I had mentioned, Destiny Johnson, their leader in points, goals, and assists, graduated at the end of last season. The Bonnies looking to snap an 8-game losing skid. That's how they ended the 2021 campaign. Shot was high, it'll go out of bounds, it'll stay with the Bonnies. Annie Dombrowski with the ball. Dombrowski, a senior leader on the St. Bonaventure team. Over to Cassie Hogan. Gets around the Youngstown State defense. The soft shot will go into the stick of Savannah Clark, who pushes it up the field right away. But the ground ball possession will go right back to the Bonnies. Youngstown State just having trouble getting these long sustained possessions, as Lindsay will get the yellow card. But St. Bonaventure, they've been playing their pace all first period, slowing it down. Youngstown State looking to push. The Bonnies having none of it. Terry Manzelli will pass it back, and the Bonaventure Bonnies will continue with the ball movement. .5:42 remaining in our first period. Pass inside, the shot. Nice save by Savannah Clark. Ball goes into the stick of McGeeney. Possession now with the Penguins. McGeeney started all 6 games she appeared in last season. Out of Pennington, New Jersey, graduate of Hopewell Valley Central High School. The Penguins now working down the right side of the field. Aaron Clark with it. The Penguins with an opportunity. Calandra Ryan with the ball. A freshman out of Lansing, Michigan. Youngstown State received 13 new additions to their roster this season in the program's 2nd year of playing existence. The Penguins now working behind the net. Nice pass inside, the shot wide. Possession will stay with the Penguins. That shot attempt was by number 20, Sydney Bumstead, another freshman for Youngstown State. Coach Teresa Walton still looking to build off of last year's inaugural season. That shot Saved by Herrick. Herrick's done a great job in net so far for the Bonnies. And here they come with a quick attack of their own. Manzelli dishes it off. A whistle will be blown. Eris Lindsay coming back into the game for Youngstown State. First free position opportunity of the match for St. Bonaventure. And the shot is saved by Savannah Clark. Nora Anderson was there on the shot attempt. Anderson, a junior out of Pittsford, New York. Anderson scored 9 goals last season for St. Bonaventure. The Bonnies returned 3 players who scored 9 goals last year: Nora Anderson, Maddie Major, and Abby Hiltz. Hiltz, the recipient of our only goal of today's match so far. The Bonnies will slow it down yet again, passing it around the perimeter. Ball in the stick of Courtney Fox. Fox, the leading returner for St. Bonaventure in points with 14 and goals with 11. She had 1 less goal than Destiny Johnson a year ago. Bad pass will go out of bounds. Possession will go to Youngstown State. Kayla Stecker with the ball. She'll dish it off to Alexa Byer. Penguins pass it back to Clark in front of the cage. Jordan Miller gets across midfield with the ball. Youngstown State on the attack. Ottensmeyer dishes it off in the first goal of the season for Youngstown State. Comes with 2 minutes remaining in our first period. Lauren Ottensmeyer picking up right where she left off last year. She finds the net for the first time in the season for Youngstown State. As we take a look at our replay, Ottensmeyer just working her way around the entire Bonaventure defense. Nice spin move and nice shot in the lower right corner of the cage. Textbook work there. Youngstown State ties this one up at 1. 2 minutes remaining in our first period. Ottensmeyer, a sophomore out of Baldwin, Missouri. Graduate of Parkway West High School. It'll be McGinney and Rocktica on the draw. I apologize, that is Calandra Ryan in for Youngstown State on the draw. And this one will be controlled by Youngstown State. Eris Lindsay with the ball, moving down the right side of the field. Youngstown State on the attack yet again. Aaron Clark with it for the Penguins. Works her way around the perimeter. The Penguins looking to add to this momentum towards the end of the first period. The shot wide of the net by Clark. Possession will stay with the Penguins. Ball in the stick of Abby Yesko. She dishes it back off to Clark. The shot and the goal for Youngstown State. Natalie Calandra Ryan with the first goal of her Youngstown State career. She gives the Penguins a 2-1 advantage with just over 1 minute remaining in our first period of play. As we take a look at our replay, Calandra Ryan wasting no time with the ball. The assist will go to Erin Clark. Clark, the team's leader in assists last year with 7, gets her first of the season. Clark led the Penguins in many categories last year, led YSU in points with 23, goals with 16, assists with 7, caused turnovers with 14, and ground ball possessions with 20. Same two on the draw. Calandra Ryan for Youngstown State, Roktica for St. Bonaventure. And possession will go to the Bonnies. Caitlin Roktica dishes it off. And the Bonnies will now work around the perimeter. Under 1 minute remaining in our first period. Youngstown State so far, 8 shots to St. Bonaventure's 7. 6 Penguin shots have been on goal, 5 for the Bonnies. St. Bonaventure 0 for 1 on free position shot attempts. Youngstown State has not had an opportunity yet. Savannah Clark with 4 saves for Youngstown State. Ashley Herrick with 4 for the Bonnies. Cassie Hogan with the ball for St. Bonaventure. 26 seconds remaining in our first period of play. Here from the Watson and Tressel training site at Youngstown State. Shot no good, saved by Savannah Clark. Youngstown State looking for a push here to end the first period. Eris Lindsay pushing it down the field. Disses it off to Calandra Ryan, back to Lindsay, her shot. Nice save made there by Herrick. And that'll take us to the end of our first period. Youngstown State on top by a score of 2-1. Goals for Youngstown State were scored by Natalie Calandra Ryan and Lauren Ottensmeyer. The lone goal for St. Bonaventure was scored by Abby Hiltz. And we will head to break. When we come back, we'll have our second period of action here from the Watts. Welcome back to the Watson and Tressel training site here on the campus of Youngstown State University. I'm Anthony Romo on the call of today's season opener for the Penguins as they are hosting the St. Bonaventure Bonnies here for a midday match. Both teams coming off of 2-win seasons last year, looking to improve off of that. Youngstown State went 2-7 in a Mid-American Conference only schedule. St. Bonaventure going 2-10 last season, losing all 8 games in the A10. St. Bonaventure kicked off our scoring in the first period today. Abby Hiltz found the back of the net with just over 13 minutes remaining in our first period, but Youngstown State scored both of their goals in the last 2 minutes of our first period. Lauren Ottensmeyer finding the back of the cage, and Natalie Calandra Ryan off the assist by Aaron Clark with just over 1 minute remaining in our first period. Youngstown State carrying all of that momentum here into the second quarter. If there was any confusion coming into this match, the NCAA changed their rules with how the time will be split for college lacrosse. Last year, if you tuned in, we had 2 30-minute halves. Now, the NCAA last summer decided to switch to 4 15-minute periods. So, we are just about ready to begin our second period of play. It'll be Natalie Calandra Ryan for Youngstown State and Rebecca Howe for St. Bonaventure on our draw. Howe, one of the 3 captains for St. Bonaventure. Possession off the draw will go to Youngstown State. Howe, joined by Madison Callan and Caroline Paterno as the 3 captains for St. Bonaventure. The Penguins in familiar territory. And Eris Lindsay with her first goal of the season gives Youngstown State a 3-1 advantage here in the beginning of the second period. Lindsay, a 5'8" sophomore out of Silver Spring, Maryland. She was 3rd on the team last year in goals with 13. She finds the back of the net for the first time this season. As we take a look at our replay, Youngstown State wasting no time here at the start of the second period. And the Penguins now have a 3-1 advantage. The assist will go to Abby Yesko. And the Penguins continue to stay hot. Great crowd on hand today from the Watts for this matchup. A lot of families on hand. Also, a lot of Youngstown State students out here today taking in this matchup. Lacrosse still very new to many people here at Youngstown State, myself included. This is only the second year for the program here at Youngstown State. Coach Teresa Walton looking to build momentum off of their 2-win campaign last season. Youngstown State added 13 new players to the roster this season. They added these players to a roster that was all freshmen besides senior goalkeeper Alicia Wells, who has since moved on. The Penguins have added 10 freshmen and 3 transfers. St. Bonaventure working from behind the net. Nora Anderson with the ball. She'll dish it off. Rebecca Howe now with the ball, guarded by Lindsay. Her shot finds the back of the net. Howe right through the defense. Cuts the deficit down to 1 for St. Bonaventure. Howe, a senior out of Laconia, New Hampshire. Nice spin move. Get Lindsay off of her back. Finds the back of the net. Howe made 8 starts last year for St. Bonaventure, knocking in 4 goals, 12 ground ball controls, and a team-high 29 draw controls. She'll look to control the draw here against Natalie Calandra Ryan for Youngstown State. Howe had a decorated high school career. She was a U.S. Lacrosse All-American as a junior, was All-State as a sophomore and junior as well. found the back of the net 160 times in her high school career. The Penguins, though, on the attack. Eris Lindsay with the ball. Nice move on the defender. Her shot finds the back of the net. Eris Lindsay with the quick answer. Her second goal of the second period. Just like that, Youngstown State gets their advantage back up to 2. And Lindsay with her second goal of the match. See, Lindsay there made a nice move on Emily Mann, making her way around her, the shot and the goal. As I said, Youngstown State last season was pretty well on the offensive end. The Penguins were picked to finish 5th in the MAC this year. St. Bonaventure picked to finish 10th in the A10. YSU averaged a 3rd best in the MAC, 11 goals per game last year. Had a conference high 41.6% shot percentage. Howell wins the draw. St. Bonaventure now 4 draw controls to Youngstown State's 3. .12:51 remaining in our second period of action. Anthony Romo on the call from the Watts here on the campus of Youngstown State. Courtney Fox with the ball for St. Bonaventure. Dished off to Howe, her shot, and the goal. Courtney Howe finds the back of the net for the second time today. Second time here in the second period. It's been Eris Lindsay versus Courtney Howe. Both girls have had both goals for their respective squads. Lead for Youngstown State back down to 1. Coach Jason Levesque for St. Bonaventure, I'm sure really wanted to key in on the offensive production this season. St. Bonaventure only averaged 5 goals per game last season, where they gave up 17 on the other end. Both teams have been pretty efficient as well on their shot selection. Youngstown State 11 shots, 9 on goal. St. Bonaventure 10 shots, 8 on goal. Nice job there by Calandra Ryan, evading the double team, getting the ball away. Youngstown State pushing on the right side. They now work it behind the net. Nice find inside to Calandra Ryan. Her shot wide of the net. Ball goes into the stick of Terry Manzelli. Maddie Major now pushing it up across midfield. Nice move. The Youngstown State double team stifling, but St. Bonaventure will win the ground ball. Cassie Hogan now with it. She'll dish it off. St. Bonaventure, as they usually do, will now settle down, work it around the perimeter. The Bonnies returning 8 of their top 9 scores from last season. A veteran lineup here, you could say, for St. Bonaventure. Very mature approach around the net, want to slow it down, take advantage of each and every offensive opportunity. Howe driving inside. I apologize, that's Nora Anderson, and she finds the back of the net. Nora Anderson ties this one up at 4. Just over 11 minutes remaining in our second period. Back and forth battle here in Youngstown. As we take a look at our replay, Anderson working her way around the crease, finding the back of the net. Anderson, a junior out of Pittsford, New York. Standing at 5'4". She was recognized as the Atlantic 10 Rookie of the Week, the week of February 17th, 2020. Last year, she was named to the A10 Commissioner's Honor Roll. She made 8 starts last year, appearing in all 12 matches. Last year, she was 3rd on the Bonnies with 11 points, scoring 9 goals and adding 2 assists. And she gets her first of the 2022 campaign. Draw control will go to the Bonnies, and they'll look to push it right back up the field, looking to regain the lead for the first time since they led 1-0 very early in our first period. This has been a game of momentum shifts. As I said, the Bonnies wasted no time getting on the board. Then Youngstown State returned the favor with 3 goals of their own, 2 in the final 2 minutes of the first period, and Eris Lindsay found the back of the net just 23 seconds into our second period. We've already had 5 goals here, and we're not even 5 minutes into the second period. Possession in favor of St. Bonaventure. Caroline Yoder with the ball. The Bonnies looking to retake the lead. Now 10 minutes remaining in our second period. Yoder trying to work on Lindsay. Eris Lindsay keeping her out of the inside. Nice find, and the goal will be scored. St. Bonaventure will retake the lead. Abby Hiltz. She gave the Bonnies the lead early in the match. She gives them the lead right here with 9:48 remaining in our second period. Was a nice find from Yoder inside. The Youngstown State defense broke down and St. Bonaventure took advantage. Hiltz, her second goal of the match. Abby Hiltz coming from Peterborough, Ontario, Holy Cross Catholic High School. The Bonnies have controlled 6 draws so far today to Youngstown State's 4. The Penguins looking to get another offensive possession. The Bonnies have controlled the offensive end for much of the last 3 minutes. Possession goes to the Penguins, and here comes Youngstown State. Eris Lindsay heading the attack. She dishes it off behind the net. Over to Calandra Ryan. Lauren Ottensmeyer now with the ball for Youngstown State. The Penguins looking for their best shot selection. Clark now working behind the net. Defended heavily by Manzelli. Nice find. Shot wide of the net by Yesko. She'll retain possession. Clark now working her way around the crease. Nice find inside, the shot wide, but Youngstown State will get their first free position opportunity of the match. This one will go to Allison Corin. Corin, a grad student here at Youngstown State, spent her undergraduate career at Vermont. Her shot and the goal. Allie Corin finds the back of the net for the first time in her Youngstown State career. Out of Mahopac, New York, also spent time at Lindenwood College before making her trip to Youngstown State. The Penguins capitalize on their first free position opportunity of the season, and they tie this one back up, now 5-5. When it really comes down to, that's something that Youngstown State and St. Bonaventure as well, both teams are really just going to have to take advantage of those free position opportunities. It may sound cliche, but both teams coming off of 2-win campaigns last year definitely want to score on all these free opportunities as you possibly can. It's like shooting a free throw in basketball. Natalie Calandra-Ryan back out on the draw for Youngstown State. Chloe Sott on the other end for St. Bonaventure. I apologize, that's Jordan Rochtica. Jordan Miller now into the game for the Penguins. Courtney Fox and Maddie Major into the match for St. Bonaventure. 8:36 remaining in our second period. Possession will go to the Bonnies. Maddie Major with it, and she'll dish it off. 8:21 remaining in our second period. Anthony Romo on the call, live from the Watts here on the campus of Youngstown State. Season opener for both of these squads. What a way to kick off the 2022 lacrosse season in this beautiful facility on the campus of YSU. Haley Grau with the ball for the Bonnie. She dishes it off. St. Bonaventure, now another opportunity deep in Youngstown State territory. YSU, 14 shots so far in today's match, 11 of them on goal. St. Bonaventure, 12 shots, 10 on goal. The Penguins have converted on their lone free position opportunity, while St. Bonaventure is 0 for 1. Savannah Clark has 5 goals in the cage for Youngstown State. Ashley Herrick has 6 for St. Bonaventure. Refs currently having a conversation. We'll take a look at some of our other stats so far here today. St. Bonaventure has controlled 7 draws to Youngstown State's 5. The Bonnies also have 4 ground ball controls to Youngstown State's 3. The Penguins have caused 2 turnovers. St. Bonaventure has caused 1. Rebecca Howe and Abby Hiltz have 2 goals apiece for St. Bonaventure. Eris Lindsay leads Youngstown State with 2 goals of her own. Lauren Ottensmeyer, Natalie Calandra-Ryan, and Allie Corin each with 1 goal for the Penguins. We are back underway here from the Watts. Abby Hiltz with the ball for St. Bonaventure. Guarded heavily by Beyer. This Youngstown State defense last year prided itself on their physicality. Bad pass, out of bounds. Possession will go to the Penguins. YSU working down the left side of the field. Clark with it for YSU. And a foul will be called on the Bonnies. That was on number 36, Emily Mann. And that'll give Erin Clark her first free position opportunity of the match. Driving inside, the shot, and the goal for Erin Clark. Her first of this season, to go along with 1 assist so far in today's match. Clark was the Penguins team leader in goals last year with 16. She gets her first of the season here today. Youngstown State still perfect on their free position opportunities, now 2 for 2. And they regain the lead with 6:43 remaining in our second period. Natalie Calandra-Ryan back out at center field for the draw for Youngstown State. On the draw for the Bonnies, number 16, Chloe Sott. Draw will be controlled by the Bonnies, and they're quickly on the attack. Maddie Major with the ball. Quick shot saved by Savannah Clark. As I had mentioned, Clark spent her last 4 years at St. Bonaventure. So definitely an odd territory so far for the Penguins. YSU turns it right back over to St. Bonaventure, and they're on the attack once again. Nora Anderson with the ball. .643 remaining in our second period. Check that, 5:41 remaining in our second period of play. 51 seconds on the shot clock for St. Bonaventure. Nora Anderson with the ball, working behind the net. Kayla Stecker on the defense for Youngstown State. The shot saved by Savannah Clark. Courtney Fox on the shot attempt for St. Bonaventure. Both teams still, though, as we start to reach the near. We'll start to reach towards the end of the first half. Both teams have been very efficient on their shot selection. Physical play. Looks like a yellow card will be given to Courtney Fox. Youngstown State will look to take advantage of that with the Bonnies junior off the field. .452 remaining in our second period. New 90 seconds for Youngstown State. The Penguins working around the net. Eris Lindsay with the ball. She'll dish it off to Jordan Miller. Miller, one of the captains on this Youngstown State team. The shot, and no goal. They're going to wave it off. Coach Walton not pleased with that call at all. That'll take a goal for Natalie Calandra-Ryan off the board. Our score will stay at 6-5. And possession will go to the Bonnies. Just to talk a little bit more about Savannah Clark for Youngstown State. Clark posted 17 starts equaling 1,020 minutes, which sat atop the NCAA leaderboard for most minutes played as a sophomore in 2019 for the Bonnies. She was also one of 4 Division I goalkeepers to play every minute for their team during the 2019 season. So Clark, one of the most, if not the most experienced goalkeeper in the country. Coach Teresa Walton, very thankful to have her on this Youngstown State roster. Another whistle blown by the referee. We're sitting at 4 minutes, 8 seconds remaining in our second period. Actually Youngstown State on top by a score of 6-5. The Penguins have had a very balanced scoring production. Eris Lindsay with 2 goals, and then Erin Clark, Lauren Ottensmeyer, Natalie Calandra Ryan, and Allie Corin, all with 1 goal for the Penguins. The Bonnies on the attack. Shot will be saved by Savannah Clark, her 8th of the first half. And the Penguins now on the attack. Erin Clark with the ball for YSU. Penguins now working it around the net. Sydney Bumstead with it for YSU. Bumstead, one of the new freshman additions for Youngstown State. Clark working around the net, looking for an opportunity. Her shot saved by Ashley Herrick. Herrick, that's now her 8th save of the first half. Ground ball possession will go to the Bonnies. Back in the stick of Herrick. And she'll toss that one upfield. St. Bonaventure looking to go on the attack. They have numbers. Courtney Fox with the ball for the Bonnies. She'll hit the turf. And this will set St. Bonaventure up with a very crucial opportunity, looking to tie this one back up. Courtney Fox will have the free position opportunity. Driving inside, the shot, and the goal. Courtney Fox ties this one up at 6. With 2:22 remaining in our second period. Fox, that's her first goal of today's match. Fox, a junior out of Central Square, New York. Graduate of Paul V. Moore High School. Last year, she started in 11 contests, ranking 2nd on the Bonnies with 11 goals, while also adding 3 assists, 8 ground ball controls, 12 draw controls, and 6 caused turnovers. Definitely one of the bright spots on this St. Bonaventure roster. She was also a 3-time Scholar athlete in high school, and as a freshman, she was selected to the A10 Commissioner's Honor Roll. Possession now with Youngstown State, nearing the 2-minute mark remaining in our second period of play. Lauren Ottensmeyer looking to attack for the Penguins. Dishes it off to Bumstead. Her shot No good, and possession will go back to St. Bonaventure. We have another stoppage, 1:38 remaining in our second period. It's been a busy first half for both goalkeepers. 17 shots for Youngstown State, 15 for St. Bonaventure. What a great way to start off this 2022 campaign for both squads. Savannah Clark, 7 saves for Youngstown State. Ashley Herrick, 8 saves for St. Bonaventure. Both have played the entirety of the first half. Possession back to the Penguins now. They're looking to regain the lead. Erin Clark with the ball for YSU. Dishes it off to Lindsay. Her shot. And a goal. Eris Lindsay finds the back of the net once again. She now has a hat trick here in the first half. Youngstown State regains the lead. They now lead 7-6 with 1 minute and 26 seconds remaining in our first half. As the YSU fight song goes off once more. It's been an electric second quarter. Only had 3 total goals in our first quarter, 9 here in the second. Both teams have worn off the first game jitters pretty quickly here in the first half. Still have more people pouring into the Watts. YSU Athletic Director Ron Strollo in the building. First game of the second season here for the YSU Women's Lacrosse program. Eris Lindsay on the attack yet again for YSU. She'll now back it out, dish it off to Erin Clark. Lauren Ottensmeyer now with it. Fakes, working around the crease. And a foul will be called on the Bonnies. Ottensmeyer a little slow to get up. Ottensmeyer started the first 6 games last year for Youngstown State, then suffered an injury and had to sit out the rest of the year. Free position opportunity nonetheless for Lauren Ottensmeyer. Her shot. And the goal. Lauren Ottensmeyer finds the back of the net, gets the Youngstown State advantage back up to 2 goals for Ottensmeyer. That's her second goal of today's match. Youngstown State now on top by a score of 8-6. Under 1 minute remaining in our first half. The Penguins continue to take advantage of these free position opportunities. Coach Teresa Walton has to be very pleased with the performance from her team here in the first half. Packed day of sports here for Youngstown State. Women's lacrosse currently, and then tonight the men will host Detroit Mercy at 7 o'clock at the Beagley Center. The women's team currently, actually tonight, will play up at Cleveland State. Track and field on the road. Busy day for athletics here at Youngstown State. This draw will be controlled by the Bonnies. Here they come looking for one last attack here the first half. Courtney Fox with it. Ground ball control will go back to the Bonnies. 33 seconds remaining in our first half. Major with it. working around the perimeter. Youngstown State looking to hold strong here at the end of the second period. Pass inside, still rolling around. And possession will go to Youngstown State. We have 0.4 seconds remaining on our second period clock. And that'll do it. We've reached halftime here from the Watts. Youngstown State currently on top by a score of 8-6. When we come back, we'll have first half stats and analysis here from Youngstown State. Welcome back here on the campus of Youngstown State University. Anthony Romo live from the Watson and Tressel training site. Currently in halftime, Youngstown State on top of St. Bonaventure by a score of 8-6. The Penguins were picked to finish 5th in the preseason Mid-American Conference poll. Robert Morris was slated first with 3 first-place votes. Central Michigan slated to finish 2nd with 2 first-place votes. Akron 3rd with 1. And then Kent State 4th, Youngstown State 5th, and Detroit Mercy 6th to round out the Mid-American poll. St. Bonaventure was picked to finish 10th in the A-10 this season. Coach Jason Levesque has to be pleased with the squad's performance in the first half. It's been a great game. Both teams had an electrifying second quarter effort. We saw 11 total goals in our second period. Eris Lindsay leads the way for Youngstown State with 3 goals. Lauren Ottensmeyer has 2. Erin Clark, Natalie Calandra Ryan also has 1 for the Penguins. St. Bonaventure, they've had multiple different players reach the back of the net. Abby Hiltz got them on the board first. Youngstown State coming into this season, the second season in program history, came off a 2-7 record last year where they won 0-5 at home. So a win today will not only be the first win at home this season, but the first home win in program history. St. Bonaventure, on the other hand, they were 1-6 on the road away from home last year. They won 0-8 in the A-10. Almost ready to begin the second half. Here we go. Live stats had a little malfunction. St. Bonaventure is led by Rebecca Howe and Abby Hiltz, who each scored 2 goals in the first half. Nora Anderson and Courtney Fox also netted in 1 goal each for St. Bonaventure. Youngstown State was led by Eris Lindsay with 3 goals, Lauren Ottensmeyer with 2, and then Erin Clark, Natalie Calandra Ryan, and Allie Corin all with 1 goal apiece. Youngstown State had 19 shots in the first half, 16 of them on goal. Key to this first half lead for Youngstown State, 3 for 3 on free position shot attempts. St. Bonaventure, on the other hand, 16 shots in the first half, 14 of those on goal. They split their free position opportunities 1 for 2. Savannah Clark had 8 saves for Youngstown State in the first half. Ashley Herrick also had 8 saves for St. Bonaventure. The Bonnies had 9 draw controls in the first half to Youngstown State's 7. St. Bonaventure controlled 5 ground balls to Youngstown State's 4. But the Bonnies have turned it over 1 more time than Youngstown State. They have 6 turnovers. Youngstown State has 5. It's been a game of runs here. So far at Youngstown State, the Bonnies opened up the scoring. Abby Hiltz found the back of the net just under 2 minutes into our match, and then Youngstown State answered with 3 goals of their own. Then the teams traded goals, and St. Bonaventure had 3 goals of their own in a row to take a 5-4 lead. That was the last time they had control of the lead. YSU has outscored the Bonnies 4-1 ever since. Players back out on the field. It will now be Abby Yesko on the draw for Youngstown State and Rebecca Howe for St. Bonaventure. Youngstown State making a switch to start the second half here. We saw Natalie Calandra Ryan on many of the draw control opportunities in the second period for Youngstown State. And Youngstown State, well, I take that back. Spoke too soon. St. Bonaventure will control the first draw of our third period. Maddie Major with it for the Bonnies. St. Bonaventure controlled much of the possession in the first half. Just had a couple too many turnovers deep in Youngstown State territory. Bonnie's now working it outside. Ball in the stick of Courtney Fox. Fox received a yellow card in the first half. Nice motion offense being ran here by the Bonnies. They've done a great job slowing the pace down when they get into Youngstown State territory, playing their pace, looking for the best shot opportunity. Pass almost goes out of bounds, but possession will be retained by Annie Dombrowski for St. Bonaventure. Just underway here in the third period, 13 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Anthony Romo on the call from the Watts. The shot partially saved by Savannah Clark, and now the ball does go into her stick. She'll toss it upfield, and Youngstown State now on their first possession of the third period, looking to get on the attack. Lauren Ottensmeyer for Youngstown State gets it across midfield. Nice in and out move. Still with it, driving all the way, her shot. And she scores, Lauren Ottensmeyer. Taking it down the other half of the field, getting the Youngstown State lead up to 3. Now with 12:53 remaining in our third period. For Ottensmeyer, that's her second goal of today's match. I apologize, that's her third. Ottensmeyer now with the hat trick. So Youngstown State with 2 players now with hat tricks, Eris Lindsay and Lauren Ottensmeyer. They've been in control of 6 of YSU's 9 goals. Ottensmeyer, returning leader in goals for Youngstown State. She had 16 last year. Second on the team in points in the 2021 campaign with 18. Ottensmeyer also second on the team in shots on goal last year with 26. So efficiency's definitely a key for Ottensmeyer, and she's keeping that up here today for the Penguins. This is Youngstown State's biggest lead of the day at 3. $12:53 remaining in our third period. It'll be Yesko and Sott on the draw. Possession will go to the Bonnies. Maddie Major with it for St. Bonaventure. They're now moving it around the outside. Working down the right side of the field is Terry Manzelli. And the possession will go back to the Penguins, so YSU looking to add to the momentum. Eris Lindsay with it for the Penguins, moving down the middle of the field. Working it outside to Ottensmeyer, now over to Erin Clark. The Penguins looking to add to this lead. Clark working around the crease. Nice defense by St. Bonaventure. Now 12 minutes remaining in our third period. Great motion by the Penguins. Clark working her way around the crease. Her shot, and it goes in the net. Erin Clark gets the lead up to 4 for Youngstown State. That's Clark's second goal of today's match. I'm sure as mentioned by Coach Walton last year, Youngstown State's first match was which was their first in program history. The Penguins traveled up to Akron. They were actually on top by a score of 5-4 at half, but ended up losing 12-11. So the Penguins yet again, first home match of this season, they came into the half with an advantage on the scoreboard. Coach Walton definitely letting her troops know they got to add to that, and they have so far here. Lead now up to 4 for Youngstown State with 11:52 remaining in our third period. As the fight song sounds once again here in Youngstown. It'll be Calandra Ryan for Youngstown State and Hal for St. Bonaventure on the draw. Possession goes to the Penguins. Ball in the stick of Jordan Miller. Now over to Abby Yesko. YSU has netted in our first 2 goals of the third period. They have the last 4 here in today's match. We have a blown whistle. It'll be a foul on St. Bonaventure. Possession will stay with Youngstown State. Free position opportunity here for the Penguins. Clark dishes it off. And now another foul will be called, and that'll give Youngstown State yet another free position opportunity. Ball in the stick of Sydney Bumstead. 5'6" freshman. YSU working around. And another foul will be called. Natalie Calandra Ryan was on the attack for Youngstown State. Good crowd on hand today from the Watts. Possession now will go to the Bonnies. .11:04 remaining in our third period. YSU currently on a 4-goal spurt. St. Bonaventure tied it up at 6 near the end of the second period. It's been all Youngstown State ever since. Another foul called there on YSU. Possession will stay with the Bonnies. Ashley Herrick will dish it off. Early in the first half, all the possession really went to St. Bonaventure. They were controlling the possession. They were finding good looks towards the YSU net. But ever since Youngstown State found the back of the net for the first time, kind of took a weight off of their shoulders, and they've been in control practically ever since. St. Bonaventure has had some runs of momentum, but for the most part, Youngstown State has carried. The Bonnies now working behind the net. Pass inside, the shot and the goal. St. Bonaventure ends the drought. Maddie Major finds the back of the net. Makes it a 10-7 game with just under 10 minutes remaining in our third period. Major, a sophomore out of Lancaster, New York, as you take a look at our replay. Great ball movement by the Bonnies. Great job moving without the ball. Major had some space and took advantage. Couple substitutions being made. The assist on that goal went to Abby Hiltz. That was Major's first goal of the season. She had 9 last year for the Bonnies. St. Bonaventure, their last match last year was a 27-2 loss to UMass. So coming into this year, I'm sure Coach Jason Levesque really reminded his players of that score all offseason long. Definitely does not want to duplicate that at any time this year. Youngstown State now with the possession. Aaron Clark with it on the left side for the Penguins. The shot and the goal for the Penguins. Lauren Ottensmeyer with her 4th goal of the match. Four goals now, the second most in a single game in Ottensmeyer's career. Last year, she had 2 5-goal outings against Detroit Mercy and Akron. But a great start to this season for Lauren Ottensmeyer, one of the leaders on this Youngstown State team. 5'8" sophomore out of Baldwin, Missouri. So, yet again, right when St. Bonaventure finds the back of the net, Youngstown State answers in very little time. 9:33 remaining in our third period. Anthony Romo on the call from the Watson and Tressel training site here on the campus of Youngstown State. Ground ball control goes to Youngstown State. Another caused turnover by the Penguins. They'll continue on the attack. Sydney Bumstead dishes it off to Eris Lindsay. Possession stays with the Penguins. Working from behind the net. Aaron Clark with it. YSU still being patient, looking for their best possible opportunity. Clark driving inside, the shot and the goal. And actually they will say it's a turnover. They'll give the possession back to the Bonnies. Clark was looking for the hat trick. Eight minutes, 19 seconds remaining in our third period. St. Bonaventure with the possession. Ball in the hands of Fiona McGovern. Dishes it off to Fox. Youngstown State trying to get in every passing lane. They cause another turnover there for St. Bonaventure. The Penguins now on the attack. Here comes the Penguins. Weaving in and out of the defense was Lauren Ottensmeyer. Shot wide of the net. Possession will stay with YSU. Aaron Clark now working with the ball behind the cage. YSU now working it around the perimeter. Eris Lindsay over to Jordan Miller, one of the Youngstown State captains, along with Aaron Clark. Calandra Ryan now trying to work inside. Shot too high. Possession will stay with the Penguins. Nice find over to Miller. Cannot reel in the pass, though. And YSU will turn it over to the Bonnies. And the Bonnies give it right back. 6:33 remaining in the third period. Aaron Clark on the attack. She'll look to slow it down. Jordan Miller over to Eris Lindsay. Lindsay, 3 goals so far in today's match. All 3 of those coming in the first half. Ottensmeyer trying to work inside. Nice defense by Terry Manzelli. Shot was partially deflected and will go into the stick of Ashley Herrick. The Bonnies control the ground ball and they get it across midfield, looking to go on the attack. But another short-lasting possession for St. Bonaventure. Eris Lindsay now with it for Youngstown State. 5:20 remaining in our third period. Youngstown State has outscored the Bonnies 3-1 so far in our third period. The Bonnies have turned it over 11 times. Youngstown State has turned it over 9 times. And that'll take us to a timeout. And we'll... It's the season opener here of the 2022 YSU Women's Lacrosse season, as they are facing off with the St. Bonaventure Bonnies here at the Watson and Tressel training site here on the campus of Youngstown State University. I'm Anthony Romo on the call of today's match, as well as all of the home matches this season for Youngstown State. The Penguins coming into this season off of a 2-7 mark last year, still looking for their first home win in program history. as they were unable to do so last year in their inaugural season. YSU coming out of the timeout with the ball. 4:57 remaining in our third period of play. Natalie Calandra-Ryan with the ball for Youngstown State, dishes it off to Erin Clark, right back to Calandra-Ryan. Her shot wide of the net. Possession will stay with Youngstown State. .431 remaining now in our third period. Both teams looking to improve off of 2-win campaigns a year ago. Natalie Calandra-Ryan with the shot, saved by Ashley Herrick for St. Bonaventure. Herrick, a junior out of North Conway, New Hampshire, a graduate of New Hampton School in the Northeast. St. Bonaventure, another turnover. Youngstown State has been on this side of the field on the attack for almost the entirety of our third period. Erin Clark with it for YSU, one of the team's captains. Dishes it off, the shot, and the goal for Youngstown State. Sydney Bumstead finds the back of the net for the first time in her Youngstown State career. And the Penguins advantage now up to 5. The Penguins have dominated this third period. YSU now 9 more shots than St. Bonaventure today, 27 to the Bonnies 18. Bumstead, a 5'6" freshman out of Ontario, Canada. Criminal justice major here at Youngstown State. She was a graduate of Christ the King Secondary School in Ontario. YSU now already have more goals in this year's season opener than last year's with their inaugural match when they dropped it 12-11 to Akron. The Penguins last season averaged 11 goals per game, so already more to show for than last year's third best average in the MAC. Approaching the 3-minute mark remaining in our third period. St. Bonaventure looking to get back on the scoreboard. Their last goal came with 9 minutes and 58 seconds remaining here in the third period. Nice find inside, the shot. Nice save there by Savannah Clark on the shot attempt from Rebecca Howe. Clark, one of the biggest additions, if not the biggest addition for Youngstown State in the offseason. Clark, a grad student who spent her last 4 seasons at St. Bonaventure, now opening up her new campaign with a new squad against the Bonnies. Clark ranks 5th in program history at St. Bonaventure with 29 starts and 6th with 290 saves. Jordan Miller with the ball for Youngstown State. Actually, I take that back. That is Natalie Calandra-Ryan with the ball for Youngstown State. She dishes it off to Erin Clark. YSU turns it over, ground ball won by the Bonnies. Howe on the attack. She'll dish it off to Nora Anderson, and the Bonnies will now slow down the pace. Youngstown State will get back on defense. 1:37 remaining in our third period. Nice defense by the Penguins as they've played for most of this third period. Collision away from the ball, no whistle blown. And now a whistle will be blown and a yellow card will be called on number 23, Grace McGeeney for Youngstown State. McGeeney, 5'7" sophomore from Pennington, New Jersey. Back underway here from the Watts. St. Bonaventure looking to snap the scoring skid. They haven't scored in over 8 minutes. The Bonnies working around the perimeter. Courtney Fox dishing it inside, the shot and the save by Savannah Clark. She's been phenomenal here in the second half so far for Youngstown State, but the Penguins will turn it right back over to the Bonnies. Looking for the quick attack here as we near the end of this period. Dombrowski will dish it off. St. Bonaventure working. Shot wide of the net. Possession will stay down here. Ball in the stick of Madison Mundenar. Now over to Nora Anderson. 21 seconds remaining. Driving inside. Her shot deflected off the stick of Clark. Possession will go back to the Penguins. YSU looking for a last-second attack here in the third period. Aaron Clark with it for YSU. Find inside to Calandra Ryan. Her shot wide of the net. And that'll take us to the end of the third period. Youngstown State with a 5-goal advantage. When we come back, the Penguins will look to finish off their first home win in program history. Welcome back to Youngstown State. Start of the fourth period here from the Watson and Tressel training site. Season opener for both the Penguins and the visiting St. Bonaventure Bonnies. I'm Anthony Romo on the call of today's match. What a third period it was for Youngstown State. Outscored St. Bonaventure 4-1 in that third period. Lauren Ottensmeyer found the back of the net twice for Youngstown State. Aaron Clark found it once. Sydney Bumstead found the net With 3:28 remaining in the third quarter for her first goal of her Youngstown State career, Maddie Major with the lone goal in the third period for St. Bonaventure. Natalie Calandra Ryan and Chloe Zott out at midfield for the draw to start our final period of action here from the Watts. Youngstown State looking to win their first home match in program history. St. Bonaventure looking to snap an 8-game losing skid to end last season. The Bonnies will control the draw and have the first possession of our fourth period. It's been a great match throughout here from the Watts. Lauren Ottensmeyer leads Youngstown State currently with 4 goals. Eris Lindsay with 3. For St. Bonaventure, Rebecca Howe and Abby Hiltz, each with 2 goals apiece for the Bonnies. YSU on the attack early on. They turn it over back to St. Bonaventure. Paige Smuziak with the ball. She'll dish it off. The Bonnies need to be on the attack quick and often here in the fourth period. Possession will stay with St. Bonaventure, currently trailing by 5. They led off today's match with the first goal. Youngstown State has been in control ever since. The Bonnies now working around the perimeter. Nora Anderson with the ball. Now in the hands of Rebecca Howe. Howe, one of the 3 captains for St. Bonaventure this year, alongside Madison Callan and Caroline Paterno. Nora Anderson trying to drive inside. Kayla Stecker having none of it on the defensive end for Youngstown State. Every second becoming more and more crucial for the Bonnies. Pass inside, the shot. In possession now with the Penguins. Stecker now with it across midfield. YSU looking to add to this 5-point lead. Natalie Calandra Ryan with it, working around the back of the net, dishes it off to Erin Clark. Clark, a senior, or a captain, a sophomore on this Youngstown State team, one of the 2 captains alongside Jordan Miller. Under 12 minutes remaining in our fourth period. And a free position opportunity now coming up for Natalie Calandra Ryan for Youngstown State. A yellow card will be given to Haley Graw. That'll send her off. Here comes Calandra Ryan. Her shot, and Natalie Calandra Ryan gets the advantage up to 6 for Youngstown State. Her second goal of the match. This lead of 6, Youngstown State's biggest of the match. The Penguins continue to stay perfect on their free position shot opportunities. ever since St. Bonaventure tied it up at 6 with 2:21 remaining in the second period. On a goal by Courtney Fox, Youngstown State has outscored the Bonnies 7-1. This draw will be controlled by the Penguins, and here comes Youngstown State once again. Natalie Calandra Ryan, fresh off of her second goal on the attack. And the Penguins will turn it back over to the Bonnies. St. Bonaventure, as I had mentioned earlier, came into this season looking to replace Destiny Johnson, who was their do-it-all. Johnson led the team in points, goals, and assists with 22 points, 12 goals, and 10 assists. But the Bonnies are returning 8 of their 9 top scorers besides Johnson coming into this season. They got off to a quick start. Rebecca Howell, Abby Hiltz lead the Bonnies with 2 goals apiece. But the Penguins have just been so strong on the offensive end from the second period on. YSU, 29 shots today, 23 of those have been on goal. St. Bonaventure, 22 shots, 20 of those on goal. And another turnover, and here comes Youngstown State on the attack once again. Nearing 10 minutes remaining in our match. Aaron Clark with it for YSU. Pass inside, and another goal for the Penguins. Sydney Bumstead with her second goal today. Lead now up to 7 for Youngstown State. The Penguins continue to pour it on here from the Watts. As we take a look at our replay, was a nice find from Clark. Found the cutting Bumstead, and she did the rest of the work, finding the back of the net. It's been a very impressive performance here today to kick off year number 2 of the Teresa Walton era here at Youngstown State. Walton, back in 2020, was named, actually 2019, was named Youngstown State's first women's lacrosse head coach in school history. And we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the final 9:56 of today's match. 9:56 remains here in our fourth period of play. Youngstown State looking to clinch their first home win in program history. YSU was 0-5 at home last year, but the Penguins currently up 14-7 against St. Bonaventure. The Bonnies made it 6-6 with 2:21 remaining in our second period. Since then, Youngstown State has outscored the Bonnies 8-1. Lauren Ottensmeyer currently leads Youngstown State with 4 goals. Eris Lindsay with 3. And then Aaron Clark and the 2 freshmen, Sydney Bumstead and Natalie Calandra Ryan, both have 2 for the Penguins. Rebecca Howe and Abby Hilt, both with 2 goals apiece for St. Bonaventure. Abby Yesko and Chloe Zott out at midfield for our draw. And we're back underway here from the Watts. Possession will go to St. Bonaventure. The Bonnies need goals and they need them quick. The Bonnies controlled much of the first period just by their methodical approach. They controlled almost all of the possession in the first period. They were down in Youngstown State territory for the majority of the beginning of this game, but the Penguins settled down and they've battled back. Anthony Romo on the call today from the Watson and Tressel training site here on the campus of Youngstown State. Savannah Clark has had a great debut in the net for Youngstown State. Clark, the grad student, 13 saves in today's season opener. Clark, the former Bonnie herself, she spent the last 4 seasons at St. Bonaventure before graduating and making the way to Youngstown. YSU turns it over to the Bonnies. Here they come on the attack. But Youngstown State slowing the fast break down quickly. .8:21 remaining in our fourth period. Haley Graw with it for St. Bonaventure. Now in the stick of Cassie Hogan. Hogan guarded by Ottensmeyer. Youngstown State gets back and sets up defensively. Nora Anderson looking for the open Bonnie on the attack. Youngstown State has done a great job only giving up 2 goals here in the second half. Find inside the shot. And we have a Penguin down on the field. Looks like Alexa Byer was the injured Penguin. Nonetheless, possession goes to YSU. And here come the Penguins on the attack. Allison Korn with it for YSU. YSU wins the ground ball and they'll keep possession. Korn found the back of the net here in the second half. Under 7 minutes remaining here from the Watts. Season opener for both squads. Driving inside Shot attempt wide by Sydney Bumstead, looking for the hat trick. Possession will stay with YSU. Aaron Clark with it, nice pass inside to Bumstead, the shot and the goal. Sydney Bumstead now with a hat trick in her Youngstown State debut. Lead up to 8 for the Penguins with 6:26 remaining in our fourth period. Coach Teresa Walton certainly has to be pleased with the ball movement of her squad here, especially in the second half. YSU now 9 goals in the second half. As we take a look at our replay, Aaron Clark found the cutting Bumstead, and she found the back of the net. Sydney Bumstead, a freshman out of Ontario, Canada. YSU 32 shots today, 25 have been on goal. YSU was the best in the MAC last year, 41.6% shot percentage. They had 104 goals on 250 shots. Aaron Clark now with it yet again. Youngstown State deep in St. Bonaventure territory. Abby Yesko now with it for YSU, working around the crease. And a free position opportunity now awaits YSU. The shot and the goal. Jordan Miller, the sophomore captain from North Canton Hoover High School, finds the back of the net for YSU. Her first goal of the match. She gets in on the scoring party for the Penguins. YSU now 5 of 5 on free position shot attempts. They lead 16-7 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in today's match. It'll be Yesko and Zott back out for the draw. A huge 16-goal performance today by Youngstown State. Whistle blown, possession goes to the Bonnies. YSU put up 23 goals in their victory against Kent State last season. Was their second win of the Teresa Walton era. This 16-goal mark currently the second best in program history for Youngstown State. There's a timeout on the field, and we'll take a timeout of our own. 5:14 remaining in our fourth period. 5:14 remains here in our fourth period of play. Season opener here at the Watson and Tressel training site for Youngstown State and the visiting St. Bonaventure Bonnies. The Penguins slated 5th in the preseason MAC poll. St. Bonaventure slated 10th in the preseason A10 poll. Anthony Romo on the call today, as we're nearing the home stretch of today's match between the Penguins and the Bonnies. Ground ball won by the Bonnies, looking to get back into the net for the first time since the third period. Bad pass, possession will go back to Youngstown State coach Jason Levesque, deeply frustrated with his squad's performance currently. St. Bonaventure does get YSU to turn it back over. They want any way of coming back in this match, they're going to need goals, and they're going to need them quick. But nonetheless, today's match, still these two teams breaking a little bit of rust off. Ball now in the stick of Sylvia Jenner, and she turns it back over to YSU. Here come the Penguins on the attack. Molly Sheridan with it for YSU. Dishes it off to Calandra Ryan, driving inside. Her shot wide of the net. Possession will stay with YSU. Another goal for the Penguins. Jordan Miller finds the back of the net yet again, her second of the match. YSU lead up to 10 now, with 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in our fourth and final period. What a performance it's been for the Penguins here to start off the 2022 campaign. "34 shots today for YSU, 22 for St. Bonaventure. 5 free position goals for Youngstown State, only 1 for the Bonnies. Possession off of the draw goes to St. Bonaventure. Nora Anderson with it. Dishes it off to Rebecca Howe. Howe, one of the seniors on the St. Bonaventure squad. And another turnover for St. Bonaventure. That'll give it back to Youngstown State. Just over 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in our fourth and final period. Savannah Clark will give it up to Taylor Bumstead, the twin sister of Sydney Bumstead, who has a hat trick here today for Youngstown State. The Bumstead twins, part of 13 additions on this Youngstown State roster in the 2022 campaign. The Penguins working around the crease. Over to Allie Corrin. Nice defense by St. Bonaventure, not letting her in. Under 2 minutes remaining in today's match. Shot wide of the net. Possession will stay with YSU. Ball in the stick of Abby Yesko. She'll dish it off to Erin Clark. Coming around the net, off the bar. Ball still on the ground. And the ground ball will be won by St. Bonaventure. Head coaches Teresa Walton and Jason Levesque, both products of Canisius College. Nice job there by Aaron Clark, giving the ball back for YSU. The Penguins looking for one more knockout blow. And they'll get it right there. Allie Corrin finds the back of the net and will get the lead up to 11 for Youngstown State. Corrin, her second goal of today's game. Running clock in effect. Youngstown State under 30 seconds away from clinching their first home victory in program history. As the fight song plays here in Youngstown, what a way to kick off the year for the Penguins. The draw will be won by YSU. And what a fitting way to end our first match of the 2022 campaign. It's a YSU winner by a score of 18-7. Lauren Ottensmeyer led YSU today with 4 goals. Eris Lindsay and Sydney Bumstead both with hat tricks for YSU. Aaron Clark, Jordan Miller, Natalie Calandra-Ryan, and Allie Corrin all with 2 goals apiece for Youngstown State. The Bonnies were led by Rebecca Howell and Abby Hiltz, who both netted in 2 goals apiece for St. Bonaventure. But YSU, what a second half performance it was for the Penguins, outscoring St. Bonaventure 10-1 in our second half of play. Next up for St. Bonaventure, they'll stay in the state of Ohio. They'll travel and play at Akron on February 13th at noon. Next up for Youngstown State, they'll travel to Duquesne on February 14th for a 4 p.m. match. Thank you for tuning in today. This was Anthony Romo from the Watts here on the campus of Youngstown State. The Penguins notched their first home win in program history with an 18-7 victory over St. Bonaventure.